It's official, I finally have snow, but the good news is for us gardeners is that it can be a fertilizer, a mulch, an insulator, and ultimately one of the greatest power tools in a gardener's back pocket if they have access to it. But there's also ways in which snow can harm your garden. So today's video, we're going to go over how you can use snow to benefit your garden and how you can avoid snow causing issues in your garden, regardless if you have in-grounds, containers, raised beds, and anything else in between. But before we jump into the world of snow and the garden, I want to thank Ritual for sponsoring this part of the video. If you guys have been on this channel long enough, you know I've been going through a health journey for around the last 2-ish years, and Ritual has been pretty foundational to that entire process. I've been using Ritual now for several years, and I do find it makes a big difference in my routine. Now, one of my absolute hands down favorites, could not live without, is going to be the stress release formula. It reduces stress, promotes a good mood, and it does it all with immediate effects as well as a slow release formula due to some of the technology and science that has been put into the Ritual formulas. And in the stress release formula, they actually have a patented technology called the Bio Series technology. All of their products are vetted via scientists. They use high quality ingredients. They do not upset my stomach in any way, shape, or form. And I want to encourage you guys to go try it out because taking care of your health, particularly in times of cold and less than stellar weather, is very important. Plus, we're about to go into the Christmas season, which we all know is incredibly stressful. Ritual's Black Friday Cyber Monday sale is officially live, and it's 40% off site-wide. So the stress relief formula is only $32.50 rather than its regular $54, so stock up. This is their biggest sale of the year, and it only runs through to December 2nd. Ritual, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into the snow without getting into the snow because I'm allergic to it, I think. So when it comes to snow, you can actually often refer to it as the poor man's mulch. Approximately 1 foot of fluffy snow gives you the equivalent insulation that 10 centimeters of fiberglass would give you. So this means it can actually keep your soil at a steady -1 to -3 degrees Celsius rather than it plummeting down to -15, say. And this can benefit your soil microbes, your soil itself physically, and your obvious perennials or plants that are planted in that area. If you end up getting a crust or mid-winter thaw, it's really important that you don't stomp that down and you actually kind of try to break it up as much as possible, because whenever we compact snow, it has the opposite effect of what we are looking to gain, which is that insulation. So when it comes to in-ground beds, probably one of the best things you can do is actually just toss as much snow as you physically can into those areas. So if you have an area that you do not want to grow anything, for example, rock or maybe a driveway, it could even be a space of grass that you want to turn into a garden very soon and you want winter kill to do its darndest, remove the snow from that area and pile it into your garden. This obviously will help with insulation. It's going to help with more water. This is particularly important if you're in a drought season, such as what we have here in Canada at the moment. The only word of warning I will give you is we want to avoid using anything that has road salts on it because this will harm your soil microbes, your plants, and everything else. So if you have a road and the city goes and plows that snow up onto your sidewalk, try to avoid putting that snow into the garden or on your lawn because it'll do damage to it. Even if it doesn't have salt in it, the gravel itself being deposited on your lawn in particular is enough of a weight or a hamper for that grass to germinate in the spring. Okay, so the next one is actually containers. So if you have a container garden and you are trying to overwinter perennials, or you just want to keep the soil inside of those containers healthy, you want to do a couple things. First, you want to pile the containers together. We did this in the overwintering perennials in containers video. Then you want to jam as many leaves as possible in between on top of those containers. And again, this is for insulation. But once the snow begins to fall, if you can pack a ton of snow in and around those containers, you will prevent them from becoming little freezer blocks. And it will help to cut a little bit of the edge. This is important because it's going to help sustain or keep your microbes healthy and happy that do exist in these containers. And this is particularly true for those of us that have larger size containers where we're not necessarily just using potting soil, but we have some sort of mix between compost, regular soil, and maybe peat. Not to mention, it will also help keep the moisture levels up. If you've ever went into a garden in spring and tried to dig into some containers and the entire thing is bone dry, well, that's probably because you didn't pack enough snow on top. So to avoid that from happening, avoiding hydrophobic soil, which is just a pain in the butt and very common with potting soils, utilizing as much snow as possible on top is going to be important. Okay, so the next one is raised beds. Raised beds are kind of a mix between in-ground and containers. The more you can pack around the sides of the raised bed, the better. The center of the raised bed probably is going to be fine. The outer edges is what's of concern when it comes to things cooling down too much. That's why we avoid putting perennials too close to the side of a raised bed, and we generally try to plant them in the middle as much as possible. So number one would be to begin building up the snow around the edges of your raised beds. Step two is going to be packing as much snow on top of the raised beds as humanly possible. Now, if you've had raised beds for any period of time, you already know that they're incredibly sensitive to water and they dry out incredibly quickly. So to prevent that from happening, we want to pile as much snow on top as things begin to thaw or get ice dams on top. We want to break those ice dams up with just an ice chipper and then continue to throw more snow on top. Now, if you have this as a perennial bed and that is the main focus and you don't have a ton of snow, focus number one, snow-wise, should always be the sides of the raised beds. Okay, so this is actually where snow can become detrimental, and that's for shrubs and evergreens. So yes, snow is beneficial when it's piled around the roots. This helps reduce the freeze-thaw cycle, which helps keep the roots happy and healthy, obviously the microbes as well. But when we begin to pile too much snow up against the bark and or up against the branches, we can cause issues. For example, that freeze-thaw could end up cracking them, which in turn results in water being able to infiltrate in between the bark and the tree. And the bark is a protective coating that we want to not disrupt as much as possible. Not to mention that when things begin to thaw out, it ice dams, and these ice dams can and will break branches, which is obviously something we don't want to have happen. So we want to avoid piling it too high up onto the actual physical stem, and we want to focus mostly on getting around that base. Kind of the volcano versus donut method, we want to mimic that with snow as the same way we would with a mulch. If you have a new bed and you have no mulch on top, or you removed your mulch, or you have no material to help reduce erosion, either via wind or runoff, the addition of snow is also going to be really important for containers, raised beds, in-grounds, wherever you have exposed soil. This may include even just piles of snow that you didn't get around to putting into place in your yard. So if you have a pile of soil somewhere that you haven't positioned yet and you want to reduce the erosion on it till you can actually get to it and get it to where it needs to go, piling snow on this is going to be incredibly important. So snow is not always a nuisance, shockingly enough. It can be your best friend as a gardener, and it's something that I actually heavily encourage you guys to give a shot to your benefit, despite the fact that it is the world's worst thing on planet Earth. I say that with absolute confidence. I'm freezing right now.